What is it in California? Probably $4 or $5 a gallon. That's crazy stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get with the program and stop this bull. You know what? I try not to be judgmental. I try not to have podcasts where I'm an idiot. But you know what? I'm sick of it, people. Plumb sick of it. You want to tune into this podcast? You go to speaker.com/user. You can tune in. California school shooting update and report. You're listening to Brian's podcast. You can tune me in at speaker.com, on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Facebook, wherever you like. You can download or catch me on demand if you like, anytime. Make sure you stop and think, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm saying. You might think I'm being rude and disrespectful. And if you feel that way, I apologize to you. Sometime, maybe. Depending on your avenue, your look at it, your take on it. Why don't you give me your take on it? Maybe you wouldn't be so fast to label me or this show. You know, I only call a spade, people. And if you're a spade, believe me, you're a spade. I don't make accusations, and I don't make comments unless I know. And I know the things that are going on are ignorant and don't need to be happening. Why kill off the next generation? The generation coming up. Hello, people. It's ridiculous. It's pretty sad. The public radio stations, KPBS, news source, parented depth reporting project, America's Wall. Yeah, there's something real important there to talk about, the wall. Let's talk about the wall. Wonder who's going to pay for that. I bet you it won't be Trump. Bet you it'll be our tax dollars. Sure, Mexico ain't going to fork out any of their pesos. Cheap people what they are over there. But they want our money. They want us to come over there and tour as tourists and spend money. I think they should flip at least most of the bill for it, since their people are flooding over here to the United States. I can't help they don't like the rules, policies of their government out there in Mexico. But it's not our problem. Am I prejudiced? No. Am I biased? Yes. I dislike everybody equally. So don't ever forget that. I don't play well with others, and I failed sandbox as a child. And I'm a sarcastic smartass. Deal with it. You're still idiots. If you have to assassinate kids, our next generation coming up, then you're an idiot. You're a worthless scumbag that shouldn't even be around. I'm not going to lose sleep about the shooters losing their lives. I'm glad. We don't have to waste any more tax dollars housing them in prison or executing them, although wouldn't mind seeing them like that, but these people had to suffer. These shooters got lucky. That got executed on the spot and died. They didn't have to suffer. Bet you these families are still suffering when they have to bury their kids. You know, that's a parent's worst nightmare, is having to bury your own children. Daughter, son. Innocent lives were lost in southern Texas. Innocent lives were lost in California. 5 are now confirmed dead, many others injured. At least 10 injured. Monotonous and ridiculous. For what? What was the purpose of it? You know, I got a little segment here. I'm not going to play it all, but, you know, it's pretty clear that we're so busy talking about the wall, we call that the California report. Yeah, that's important. Sure. You know, everything's important, ladies and gentlemen, but what's more important is the killings. We're on a national record for having the most deaths in 1 year. That's really sad. You know, it's pretty sad. You guys need to find some sort of inspiration somewhere. If you're thinking about going out and shooting a school or an office building or a church or just in general, just to see how many people you can kill, you need some help. Those people that feel like that, talk like that, and think like that have no business owning a firearm. Okay? You don't. If you don't know how to shoot a gun properly, you have no business owning a firearm. And I think there should be stricter gun laws and a more thorough background check before you're sold a weapon. Especially one you don't know how to use, or if you're planning to use it for these things. Yes, it's okay to carry a gun. It's a law. You're welcome to have open carry here in Texas. You're allowed to have your sidearm. You're right. And I have no problem with people having a weapon or a sidearm. But they need to learn how to properly use them and know when to use them. There's a good way, a bad way, a right time, and a wrong time. Don't provoke the situation by pulling your weapon, people. You want to know why cops use excessive force? Let's think about that. I don't know, maybe all the cops getting shot for no reason? Getting ambushed, they're doing normal traffic stops, or responding to a suspicious activity or a suspicious person? Yeah, and getting blown away for it, or a domestic violence call? Ooh, domestic violence. Yeah, just like the Southern Texas shooting. Yeah, Oh, yeah, that involved our military, too. The military that, protects us, keeps us safe, is over there fighting with ISIS so we can be over here killing each other. How nice. Don't you think those families have been through enough already? Having their loved ones in another country fighting an endless, godless war with people that are assassinating us live on their television? Their garbage TV over there, huh? Having children speak for them. I'm sure that made y'all happy too, didn't it? Right. If you're happy about that, go tune into another podcast. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know about it. Because no. I don't approve of that at all. I think we have more important things to do than shoot each other, steal from each other, set places on fire, or cause personal or property damage to anyone. It's not worth it, guys. Unless you like a felony record. Good. Have a criminal background. Lose your job. Lose your place to live. Who cares? You're just teaching our next generation that it's okay to be an ass. It's okay to take matters into your own hands, even if it's wrong. Do you want the next generation learning that? That's what they're learning, because that's what they're seeing. And if you want your children to learn that, you want your family to learn that, by all means, don't associate me with your garbage. I don't go out killing people. I play hell trying to keep them not hurt. I do home health care. Yeah, primarily I take care of the elderly and the disabled. But I've helped people in car accidents. I've helped the paralyzed. I've worked with the hospice care programs. I don't want to know. I've seen quite a bit of death. I witnessed a lot of it too. It's not fun, guys. It's not fun going to funerals. It's not fun planning a funeral, whether it's a member of your family, your child, I don't know, your friend. Who knows? Could be anybody. Could be somebody you knew for a long, long time, got separated, moved away, then ran back into each other. It does happen. I have a past podcast about that. You gotta listen to it. It really rings true today, of course, unless you have a gun. I don't know what you guys are thinking. Nobody wants to tell me, but I'm telling you, if that's what you're thinking, and you think that's right, you need to check up from the neck up. Yeah, you do. Somebody needs to take those weapons away from you so you can't do anything stupid. Take a look back at all the senseless deaths from killings from people having guns that shouldn't have had them. I'm all for defending yourself, protecting your home, protecting your family and stuff. I get it. But what did the people at the concert do in Vegas? What did they do? They were outside. They were on a public land. Nobody had any right to go there and shoot them. Nobody had any right to do that. But somebody did. With all the security and all the cops and all the sheriff's departments over there in Vegas. And all the background checks they do. They couldn't realize that somebody was checking into the Mandalay Bay with weapons? A large amount of them? What were they, blindfolded? Hey, you security guards in Vegas, you're idiots. You ought to lose your job. Yeah, I said that. You're right. I used to work in Vegas. Circus Hotel and Casino. You want to know? I'll tell you. You guys probably won't listen to this podcast, but even if you do, maybe people will stop and think for a change instead of taking it upon themselves to use violence as an answer when nobody knows the answer yet. Nope, we don't. That doesn't matter. Break out the gun and go out and shoot somebody, right? What's next? What is next, people? Doesn't seem to bother anybody to go out and shoot a child. Or innocent people, for that matter. Yeah, it's ridiculous, people. It's heartbreaking that somebody thinks it's okay to do this. And shoot children. And they think that's okay. Shoot children. A 17-month-old baby died in southern Texas. What if that would have been your kid there? What if you had a kid in that church? How would you really feel about it? How would you really feel about weapons, guns, shootings, schools, concerts, churches, every place? I'm sure you'd have a different outlook on this. You wouldn't be so damn quiet. You wouldn't just take Donald Trump's word for it that they're mental. They're not mental. They're psychopaths. They're garbage. Do you guys get it yet? Probably not. I don't care. You people that don't like the podcast, that's fine. I want you people to stop and think about what I'm saying. I'm not trying to be mean. Well, in a way I am, so I'm hoping somebody will stop and think about this for a while. That's the reason I started all this. I started this podcast because I wanted to get a conversation going with people. Get some ideas. Get their take on it. It is a free country. We have the right to freedom of speech. Why don't we use it? We're not going to find out anything about one another unless we talk. Bullets are not going to get anybody to talk. They won't, I promise. You know, it's sad that I have to do this. It's sad that I have to talk about this again. It's just as heartbreaking this time to hear about children being killed or innocent people being killed as it was the first time. I'm not going to buy into this garbage that they're mental. I'm sorry, people. I'm not. I was born during the day. It was not yesterday. Okay? I'm not going to fall for it. Trump, you're an idiot. You're not a doctor. You're not a Dr. Phil. You're not Dr. Joyce. You're not a Dr. Period. You're not even Dr. Oz. Get over it. Stop trying to diagnose something you have no knowledge of. Know what you're talking about, Trump? Now, if anybody disagrees with that, you feel free to let me know. I'm open to different opinions, ideas, and But anybody that doesn't, fine. Don't come crying to me because your feelers got hurt. Because if you think I'm going to give you 1 ounce of sympathy, you're mistaken. If you think I feel bad because those people went out shooting innocent people, that they're dead, I won't lose any sleep. I guarantee you that. They deserved it. Look what they did to these families that lost loved ones. How do you think they're feeling, people? That's not an answer either as to why you should go out and do that. That's not an answer. I guarantee you it's not an answer. These shootings will get to stop. I don't know what we're going to do, but these reports in magazines and all the different things, and boy, there are all kinds of lists of medical stuff and specialists and why? Because Trump said they were mental. they're really playing it up now.